What would happen to time if you traveled to the edge of the universe? The answer may surprise you because the further away from Earth you get, the slower time goes. This means that at the edge of the universe, time would be almost completely stopped. But why? Is this just some weird quirk of physics, or is there a deeper meaning behind it? Join me as we explore what happens to time at the edge of the universe. As we know, the universe is constantly expanding. All of the galaxies are moving away from each other at an accelerating rate. This expansion of the universe has a profound effect on time, distorting it in ways that we never expected. If you were to travel to the edge of the universe, you would find that time had slowed down to a crawl. In fact, time would appear to have stopped completely. This may sound like science fiction, but it's actually a well-established fact that the further away you get from Earth, the slower time goes. It's all because of the way that gravity works. Gravity warps both space and time. And the further away you get from a massive object like our Earth, the weaker the gravitational pull becomes. This means that at the edge of the universe, where you are far away from all other matter, time would be almost non-existent. But why does this happen? Why does the further away you get from Earth, the slower time goes? To understand this, we need to take a closer look at how gravity works. As I mentioned earlier, gravity warps both space and time. This warping of spacetime is what causes light to bend around massive objects. It also causes time to slow down. The further away you get from a massive object, the weaker the gravitational pull becomes. And the weaker the gravitational pull, the slower time goes. This means that time slows down as you approach the edge of the universe. It's important to note that this isn't just a theory. It's been observed numerous times by scientists using powerful telescopes. For example, in 2017, scientists used the Hubble Space Telescope to observe a star known as Sapphire. This star is located in a galaxy that is around 30 billion light-years away from Earth. Due to the expansion of the universe, the light from this star has been stretched out so much that it is no longer visible as light. Instead, it is visible as radio waves. However, when scientists analyzed the light, they found that time on Sapphire was passing more slowly than it is on Earth. This was exactly what they predicted would happen due to the warping of spacetime caused by gravity. So, what does this mean for those of us living on Earth? Does it mean that time is completely relative and that there is no such thing as absolute time? Well, not quite. It does mean that time is affected by gravity, but it doesn't mean that it is completely random. There is still an underlying structure to time that allows us to measure it in seconds, minutes, and hours. However, this structure can be distorted by gravity, which is why time appears to slow down at the edge of the universe. If you want to see what this looks like for yourself, there are a few things you can do. First, you can use a website that simulates what the night sky would look like from different points in the universe. By zooming out, you can see how the galaxies are receding from each other. You can also see how the light from these galaxies is being stretched out, making them appear redder than they actually are. This is known as redshift, and it is a direct result of the expansion of the universe. Another thing you can do is visit a planetarium or science museum that has a large screen format dome theater. These theaters are specifically designed to give you a sense of what it would be like to be at the center of the universe. As you look up at the dome, you will feel like you are surrounded by the stars and galaxies of the universe. This can be a truly humbling experience that puts our place in the universe into perspective. Now, let us go back to what would happen to time if you traveled to the edge of the universe. As I mentioned earlier, time would slow down to a crawl. In fact, time would appear to have stopped completely. This is because at the edge of the universe, you would be far away from all other matter. This means that there would be no gravity and no warping of spacetime. Without gravity, time as we know it would cease to exist. However, this doesn't mean that you would be stuck in a time warp forever. If you were to turn around and head back towards Earth, time would start to speed up again. As you approached Earth, the gravitational pull would become stronger and the warping of space-time would cause time to speed up as well. Eventually, you would reach Earth and time would be back to normal. Another interesting thing that would happen at the edge of the universe is that you would be able to see everything in the universe. This is because at the edge of the universe, there would be no light pollution. All of the galaxies would be visible from this point, and you would be able to see the entire universe laid out before you. This would be an incredible sight to behold, but it would also be very lonely. You would be completely alone in the universe with no one to share this experience with. Overall, traveling to the edge of the universe would be a truly unique experience. You would witness things that no human has ever seen before, like the night sky without any light pollution and the strange warping of space-time caused by gravity. You would also experience time in a completely new way, as it would slow down to a crawl and eventually stop completely. While it would be a very lonely experience, it would also be an incredibly humbling one. You would realize just how small you are in comparison to the vastness of the universe. But what if you didn't have to travel to the edge of the universe to experience these things? What if you could experience them here on Earth? Well, it turns out that you can. With the help of powerful telescopes, we can observe distant galaxies and see what they looked like in the past. We can also use these telescopes to measure the redshift of light from these galaxies and calculate how fast time is passing on them. This gives us a unique window into the past and allows us to see how the universe has changed over billions of years. So the next time you look up at the night sky, remember that the stars you are seeing are not just beautiful points of light, they are also time machines that allow us to see into the past. We can use these time machines to learn about the history of the universe and to predict its future. So keep looking up and keep exploring the mysteries of the universe. Who knows what amazing discoveries you might make? Thank you for joining me on this journey to the edge of the universe. If you enjoyed this video, please don't hesitate to like and subscribe. I would love to have you back for more videos about space and the universe. And if you have any thoughts or opinions about what we discussed today, please feel free to share them in the comments below. I always appreciate hearing from my viewers, and I value your input. So once again, thank you for watching, and I hope to see you in the next video.